Hello everybody and welcome to Trombone First Aid. Today I am in my living room in Bern and I would like to talk about equipment. This topic came to my mind while making all these videos, and also because I got a lot of requests about which mouthpiece I'm playing, which trombone I'm using. I think this is important not because of what I'm doing or what other people is doing, just because we should focus on which attitude and which expectation we should have when we look for new gear. Your equipment won't make you a better player, nor especially a better musician. Your education, your good attitude as a passionate and diligent scholar, your commitment to research and development will indeed make the difference. A good equipment is essentially supporting your ideas through the realization of your goals. If your ideas are poor or not consistent enough, no matter what tools you use, you will get poor or inconsistent results. Working harder on your concept and in your all-around education will grant you a true step forward in your performance, while a different equipment will just let you feel more or less at ease doing the same things you are already able to do. So there is no advancement, there is no learning of new things, there is just a settlement of your comfort zone. Changing your mouthpiece, you will not get an extra octave of range. Maybe using a different lead pipe, you will not get a very crystal clear articulation. Changing your whole instrument will not grant you the fat, rich sound you have always dreamed of. Each of these statements at least are true at 90%. Only 10% of the improvement can be made just changing the instrument. All the rest come from your ideas and your ability to transform them into real sound. That's how the instrument can help you. They can help you get what you want without putting some obstacles in this way. But if there is nothing, there is no goal where you are actually aiming in your mind, then nothing can come from your instrument. So I'm not at all saying that you should not try new equipment or change parts or experiment different brands and makers. Indeed, this is a very important part of this personal research and development that I mentioned before. The only problem is which attitude we should keep going through this process and the expectation we have. So the attitude is to learn something new about music in general, about how those things function, about which kind of detail we could work on. The different gear is just an opportunity to experiment different possibilities. But this idea should come from us. Marketing campaigns don't endorse real educational purposes. For example, because they address to everyone without any necessary distinction of different individual necessity and problems. The show business won't encourage real culture and personal self-development. For example, because it tends to flatten the critical thinking of individuals. In order to find the real place where you can develop your ideas, you have to follow a good teacher. You have to listen to as much music as you can. You have to make your critical ideas and you have to dig in depth of the music you are playing. When we know that our new gear will not teach us anything new, the only thing we can do is to see how this new gear is supporting us to get where we want to go. This is why it's important to do this kind of research, so you know how the instrument works, you know what is more suitable for your taste, for your needs. Every one of us has some very strong and weak points, so you can decide which instrument, which feature of the instrument, which mouthpiece is supporting you to the desired result. But you will not get to be able to do, I mean, a big step forward just because of that. It's just a support. So once this is clear, we can start talking about how and what to look for in our instruments. So personally, I think that one of the basic thing is comfort. We should be able to play an instrument which is adapting to us. We should, of course, there is a bilateral understatement. We have to help the instrument play well, okay. But since we have to pay for an instrument, it must fit us. No one would go to a shop and buy shoes that don't fit, hoping that maybe in 2 months they will adapt to the fit. This is exactly what we should do with our gear, looking for something which is fitting to us in the result we want to achieve. I think this is the most important part of this research. Today we have a lot of brands, a lot of makers, and this gives us a huge variety of parts to choose from. This may lead us also as a bit of confusion, because when you have too much choice, you have to be really careful to choose exactly what is fitting you. Otherwise you waste a lot of time and sadly also a lot of money. But the idea is when you know what is a part of your practice which you already gave 100%, and then you can get some benefit out of a new part of your instrument or something like it in your equipment, then you can expect a 10% of improvement. Otherwise, I will just say, okay, change the way you practice. Listen to someone who can give you better advices. I stepped on Matthias Hölle, a guy living in Germany, in Hirlingen, next to Tübingen. And then we started working together to try to build an instrument who would really fit my needs, like it's a tailor-made suit. For me, this was a very good experience because I could learn a lot about, not about instrument making, but about how to obtain different things, just changing materials, changing shapes, and this kind of helped me to think better of what was the result I wanted to obtain. So in this I see a lot of research and development of our ideas, not about the instrument. He made the instrument, he took care of translating my request in metal parts. So we started working on this tenor trombone with Hagman valve, and yeah, we ended up changing a bit of materials, a bit of shapes. I'm not going to talk about this specific thing, but this is what you could do also in a shop, just exchanging different parts of brands who let you have composition of instrument which is closer to your needs. And then, while doing this, I was recording myself, trying to play exactly in the same way, in the way that was very comfortable for me to do, and with a recorder which is positioned like 10 meters away, because if you record just here, it's not enough to see if the result is what you wish. So comparing all these recordings, I could find what was best fitting and what was kind of helping me to get to what I wanted to obtain. So we made first this tenor trombone, then I asked him to also make alto trombone, but at the time I was mostly playing classic period music, so we had this classic posaune made. So this is without all this holding thing, and you see it's very tiny, very small. And this is actually a copy from some drawings we found in Germany. And yeah, I used it to play some Schubert, Mozart. It's something that today you could use also in a symphony orchestra, but especially here in Switzerland, there are some chamber music orchestra who are requesting this instrument because for a very small ensemble, they are really fitting the group, and your sound is mixing better with the strings. Then, since I was happy with this, we started working on a modern alto trombone, and this is the last project we had. Also, last time I went to visit, I had not enough time, and I had to leave his workshop before they could install the lock for the slide. So this is for the next time. And this alto trombone also came into my mind testing different other trombones from other famous brands. And lately, this copy from the Kruspe alto trombone in Germany. So I wanted something who could kind of help me to get a sound which was not completely far from the classic trombone, but more on the style and the ease of playing of a modern alto trombone. While doing this, of course, we had to work together. It took quite a lot of time. I had to go to his workshop, test, then take some rest, listen, and then he had to build new parts. So it takes a lot of effort. Of course, if you can go to a shop and already test different parts, different tuning slides, bell, which are pre-made, this is much easier. But at the same time, don't forget to take time to listen carefully to your recordings and rest, because all this struggle to find something new, all this very tight schedule, because no one of us has a lot of time, will probably make you do some mistakes. So please take all your time, because in this process you can really learn a lot. So it's not a waste of time. It's not something that you have to have the urge to get something new as fast as you can. No, you need to get something better than what you already have. Otherwise, just invest your time and your money in developing new ideas, in listening to more live concerts, to have a trip somewhere and listen to another soloist or orchestra or whatever ensemble you prefer, because this is the easiest way to get the greatest benefit. Just changing the instrument, as I said, will not teach you anything new. So here you can see my bass trumpet. So this is not made by Matthias Hölle, but this is also one of the instruments I'm using at the moment. So I just wanted to show what is the gear I'm using. As for mouthpiece, in my tenor, I normally use the Greg Black New York No. 3. Which I had since 10 years and I find very, very comfortable for my needs. On the alto, normally I use the Schilk 42B, which has also a very nice shape, and I don't know, for me it's very easy also to switch between tenor and alto. For the classic, it depends. Sometimes I use a mouthpiece which we built as a copy of original one. Sometimes I use the modern one, which is not really good, but when you have to do several projects at the same time, it's not so comfortable to change from one to the other. And for the bass trumpet, this is a C bass trumpet. I use just a very common Vincent Bach 6.5 A. So this is regarding my gear, but it doesn't mean that you have to go to this Matthias Hölle and ask for a new trombone. Maybe yes, maybe no. It's not a matter of, improving a lot what you already can do, but trying to invest time in testing new parts with the good attitude of doing a research on yourself. Then you will improve, and you will kind of step up in your development as a musician and as a performer. Before going to this guy and work hard together to make these instruments, of course I tried several possibilities in the market. I spent more than 1 year looking for my new tenor trombone. And it's not that I didn't find anything good, but I had the feeling that I could have something better going to someone who could make my trombone. This doesn't mean that all of you have to do this. This just means that I was lucky to find him and we were good together working on this instrument. This is not a need. This was just a part of my wish, and I also liked the idea of giving a guy who is working, which I can see what he's working on, giving him the possibility to do this instrument and giving my money to him instead of giving the money to a big company. But this is not a requirement. You can do the same in any shop, testing different parts and trying different brands. Just keep in mind what is the right attitude. Look for something which is fitting you and try to discover new possibilities just thanks to the ease of use of the new gear you get. If you find that you have to adapt a lot, if you just want to buy an instrument because every of your friends is playing the same brand, if there is a new trend that you want to follow, probably this is the wrong attitude. This is the wrong way to do it. I would suggest to do it just for yourself. Follow the instruction of your teacher and follow, the ideas you have. I've seen very good orchestra sections playing with different instruments, like different brands and different mouthpieces. You don't need to have fitting instruments with the same brand, with the same color, with the same, whatever. What you need is to have the best result. So this is what we are looking for, and this is what we should aim to when doing research on new gear. So the final message I wanted to leave you is not to be victim of the market, of the fashion of the moment. Just use your brain to look for the best tool for what you have in mind. Don't follow the mainstream, or maybe yes, if it's what you fit well in. Just do something you are aware of. Every decision we take in music, as in the right choice for our equipment, has to be led by will and intention. If we just do things just to try, just without any clue, this is a mistake. This will not lead you to anything good. Okay, if you are lucky, but luck is not a good strategy. So having a strategy which is led by your intelligence is the best one. Then you will save time and money, and you can use this for something better. I repeat for the last time. You can learn music not only practicing in your studio 8 hours per day. You can learn a lot about music just reading books, listening to especially very different kind of music, soloist, ensemble, orchestra, whatever can light some light in your mind. Then this is helping you to progress, helping you to widen your horizon, and then with this you can improve a lot your playing. When you have the feeling that your playing is at a certain level which is just limited by some part of your instrument or your whole instrument, then this will be a good moment to change. So you will not have to invest so much energy trying to overcome problems which are strictly related to mechanical things, and you can invest this energy in something else. This will let you more freedom to experiment beyond what you can already do. So this is a good motivation to change part of your gears. But as I said, just changing without investing time to make your ideas more concrete, then will not succeed. This process is going to fail. You will have a new instrument, you will practice, and after 1 month you will be in the same condition as you were before with the old instrument. If you have different thoughts, if you want to start a conversation about this topic, or if you have a suggestion about what to talk maybe in the next video, please write down in the comments, because this is a very hot topic. I would like that especially students will understand that having a new instrument is not like having a new toy. It's something serious, because it involves this expectation of getting something that you cannot do at the moment, and giving the idea that just spending money, you cannot buy knowledge, you cannot buy skills. This is something you have to earn with your sweat, with your blood on your lips. And also just doing things that you are not comfortable with, or that you don't find interesting, maybe like reading books, reading about the history. So doing something which apparently is not directly related to the practice, the everyday practice of the instrument. So I think it's enough for this episode. Thank you very much. If you like this content, if you like all these videos, please subscribe my channel and put like. Ciao!